Everybody, much to my dismay and disdain, after testing some Oswald Fiddlebender, the card is feeling pretty good. I'm sure at this point, most of you probably don't remember this, but like 2021, 2022, this was, at the very least, like shortly post MH2. I guess that would have been 2022, right? Um, Oswald Fiddlebender was a feature in a deck very similar to this, and I always tried to make this point very clear. Fiddlebender's not that good of a card, but in that metagame, and I think now in this metagame too, this like mono white mid-rangey artifact shell is looking pretty good. Obviously, this kind of shell has gotten hugely buffed by Mox Opal, but also Dispatch seems like an insane removal spell in the format right now. Being able to like 1 mana instant speed exile Oculus so they can't unearth it, exile Frog, exile Flage, exile Archon of Cruelty, exile Primeval Titans. Even it's just like Lumra, exiling Lumra. I guess the Titan loops can be pretty relevant too. It just like it's an insane card to play at the moment, and this is kind of the main card that I really wanted to be playing, and also testing this list last night. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. And so, like, this shell is awesome, where you have, like, busted artifact mana with Mox Opal. You have portable hold dispatch for cheap interaction. You have this combination of Sentinel, Ingenious Smith, Stoneforge Mystic for, like, all, like, kind of 2-for-1 or, like, grindy, very low to the ground threats. And you also get to have, like, a lot of very efficient sideboard cards that you can 2-to-4 either with Urza Saga or Fiddlebender. And Fiddlebender also acts as a pretty good value engine in this deck. The card has been actually like buffed kind of significantly with Mox Opal. Sometimes you can play Fiddlebender turn 1, which is really nice. You can also sack extra copies of Mox Opal, turn them into any of your 11 1-drops, and then play your second Mox Opal. That's a pretty big deal. And you still have the access to the Crackdown Construct combo. So the idea is that if you get your Lightning Greaves in play, you tutor it with Stoneforge or Fiddlebender. You get a Crackdown Construct in play that says whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So Lightning Greaves plus Crackdown Construct is infinite power with haste, and you can also occasionally put a Shadowspear on it to give it infinite, to give it lifelink and trample to for sure win the game. You can power this out a little bit faster with Halo Fountain. If you go Fiddlebender a 2 into Halo Fountain, you can untap your Fiddlebender, sack your Halo Fountain into your Crackdown Construct, and that extra turn of speed is worth the Fountain, despite Fountain being kind of a shitty card overall. You only have to play 2 shitty cards, also to have access to an infinite combo in your deck, 1 Fountain, 1 Construct, which I think is pretty worth. And I don't know, Fiddlebender, it was hidden pretty good last night. The card was just performing pretty well. Not only was like the combo like really relevant and like let me win several games or like 3 games that I don't know if I would have been able to win without it, but the fact that I played 2 turn 1 Fiddlebenders, that was great. I sacked multiple Opals away, that was great. But also Lavaspur Boots ended up being a really nice tool to make Fiddlebender better. Just giving this card haste is a pretty big upgrade. So I don't know. I liked the deck a lot in testing last night. I feel like it's pretty cool, pretty unique, and we're getting back in there. I've been playing its creativity a lot more again. I know it's kind of died down a bit, but I played against it. I lost to it last night, so I really wanted to play a bunch of Orvars today. I also only had 1 Needle last night, and I really wanted the second copy against Belcher. So we're playing the second copy there. Feast and Famine, I know, is kind of a weird one, but this is a card I won against like Yawgmoth, Amulet Titan, Belcher. Maybe like one more matchup I'm forgetting, but like it mainly Yawgmoth, just like you have protection from their deck, and that tool ends up being pretty good in a matchup where they can't really kill your creatures very well. Obviously a very land heavy hand. I think on the play I could afford to keep this. Yeah, I played against like a lot of creativity this week, so I'm just back on Orvars. Crackdown Construct infinitely combos with Lightning Greaves. There's a Marsh Flats. Could be Energy. There's an Ocelot Pride. So I'm probably going to go Stoneforge Mystic, grab Nettlecyst. Mox Opal's interesting. So next turn I can have 4 mana available. So I think because I'll have 4 mana available, I'm going to grab the Lightning Greaves. And then I can go Greaves, Mox Opal, equip the Greaves to the Fiddlebender, and a Shrouded Fiddlebender will be pretty good. Kind of assuming that my opponent will use a removal spell in the Stoneforge Mystic. Hopefully they don't just have two. Ooh. Oh, they didn't attack. Well, that's good news. I was not super equipped for them to attack. Another Stoneforge is nice. Now I could attack. Now I could let them attack, and I could play a Stoneforge Mystic and just Kaldra the Ajani. But I think I'm going to prioritize getting a Shrouded Fiddlebender, and then I can start sacking these Darksteel Citadels and putting portable holes into play for a little bit. I could also just start getting. I can get Chromatic Sphere if I want to just chain up into my combo. This is going to be pretty good. You need to have a second creature to combo? Yes. Definitely not a great combo, but it's not the highest opportunity cost, which is good. So I guess this will give them enough energy to jump. So next turn I can go Fiddlebend a Citadel or an Opal into a portable hole, exile this Ocelot Pride that they're going to jump. Oh, they're going to have so many tokens though. Stoneforge Mystic, Kaldra, put Kaldra into play, kill the Ajani or try to kill the Ajani. Oh, they plus, so they can't jump the Ocelot Pride. But they can attack with the 2/2 now. Guess that makes more sense. But they don't have Kitty's Blessing. Yeah, this was a punt. They could have Kitty's Blessing, copied both these tokens. And yeah, they're also just not attacking. I feel like I've been catching a lot of punts from Energy lately. Okay, so if I throw Kaldra at Ajani now, they could block enough that they could keep it alive, which is maybe a little bit of a problem there too. So I've drawn a portable hole. So that's pretty interesting, because now if that's what my opponent does, I don't really care. Because I can just portable hole the Ajani. I guess I could have done that with the Fiddlebender anyways. Kaldra's also been feeling like weirdly pretty good, like surprisingly good. I thought you said Oswald was a meme. Yeah, I mean, like every wrong opinion anyone's ever had. I couldn't really confirm or deny until I played some with it. Okay, so they leave their Ajani at 2. Now I think I'm going to leave the Ajani in there. I'm going to use the Fiddlebender, of course, instead of using the portable hole for my hand. I'm going to exile the Pride Mate. We'll see how much damage they can do. Like all wrong opinions, there are only suspicions until you test them, and I tested them. Again, largely because, not because Fiddlebender's a super good card, but because this shell, just the same way like why Fiddlebender was good before, this shell of being very low to the ground, getting to play Dispatch is just a very powerful combination. Speaking of powerful combinations, they deal me 5 damage here. I might just be dead. 5 more in the air. Down to 7, and then they have lethal here. I guess I should have killed the Ajani. No room for Giver Runes? Yeah, that card isn't very good. Okay, my opponent's punting again, so that's great news. I believe now that I get to chump block with the Stoneforge and go to 9. They get... Oh no, they get the extra token from the Cat Warrior. So this is... Okay, they're still 1 point short. They're still 1 point short. Can I survive? I can get Shadowspear and cast Portable Hole. I can get Shadowspear, equip Shadowspear, gain 6, and then... Did they attack with the token there? Was I dead? Yeah, I was dead in a few different ways, it seems. So I guess what I can do is also I can like try to draw Dispatch off the Bauble. What about Skrelv? Yeah, Skrelv is a bad card. Listen, Skrelv, Giver Runes, these cards suck. These cards have always been very fringe playable. Like, what are we talking about? I know Skrelv is so bad too. Skrelv is just like, that card sucks, dude. You don't have to put it in your deck. It's great. No one is making you Skrelv. You're doing this to yourselves. So I think I have to draw Dispatch to live. Put up my punt again. Next turn I could maybe turn the Greaves into a Nettlecyst, and that would make my lifelink and Kaldra really, really tough to deal with. They have, so it's 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, yeah, I guess I could block here and go to 1. Block here, actually. They're starting to sack some stuff. I mean, it's not really that different for them just attacking with these things. We could also draw Dispatch off of a Bauble, too. They have a jump. I counted the jump. I counted this as 5. So it's like 8, 9, 10. We should say that they just jumped this, right? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We could block 1 and go to 1. Pretty good news. Obviously, they could have a removal spell. That's not a removal spell. We could also draw Dispatch still. Got 4 of those in the deck. Not quite that lucky. Force of Virtue would be sick of this list? I disagree. Alright, going to game 2. There's literally no card you would cut for it. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the 4th Portable Hole. I'm going to bring in the 2nd Relic. That's what I did yesterday. And I think I ended up just cutting the Crackdown Construct in the Halo Fountain. I think you just win these games like grindy. I did win actually game 1 with the combo, but I think you just want to grind them. And then I'm unsure about the Needle or not. Bombardment is pretty annoying. Let's play a Needle over the Boots. What is Torpor Orb versus? Mostly Titan, but there's a few other like more obscure decks like the Nadu deck. I do like Essence Reliquary in this. I'm a big Essence Reliquary fan. I guess you could maybe play it over the Halo Fountain, but Halo Fountain just speeds you up. I was also thinking maybe you could play Torpor Orb in this matchup, but it's kind of bad against Flage. So with Essence Reliquary, what? You can pick up Ingenious Smith for value, and you can pick up Mox Opal for mana. The one of Ichor Wellspring. You can pick up Urza Saga in response to Chapter 3. It's a little fringe. Do you care about Giver's ETB energy enough to play Torpor? You mean Guide? I don't know. I mean, it also stops a Johnny ETB. I think maybe if Amtraptor were still legal, the Orb would be much better consideration. It's also very bad if you play a Torpor Orb and your opponent just casts Flage. That can be a big problemo. Although you could also just have Dispatch. Portable Hole and Stoneforge also blink well. Portable Hole doesn't, because like they just get the thing back, right? You can't exile the thing and pick it back up. It's only 1 line of text. Stoneforge does have some, we have 5 equipment, so yeah. Runs on a mold of 6. Definitely taking the Bauble. Look at, as we look at their top card. Blood Moon, okay. Hopefully we can crack more of these Baubles depending on what we draw here. Okay, that lets me crack another one. Looks like they're going to kill my Ingenious Smith. Nice little clean 2 for 1. And nice for me to be on an all planes draw against the known Blood Moon. Don't want to sack any of these and lose my Metalcraft, of course. So we do have the 4 portable holes that can deal with that. We do have to now sack our artifacts, but we have, we have answers. Not in hand, but we have answers. Nice. So this is going to give us Metalcraft again for our Opal and our dispatches. Their hand is Blood Moon Flage, 2 mystery cards. So 3 mystery cards after they draw. Elegant Parlor. How about a Stoneforge Mystic? Take that also. Yeah, they have a Flage. We'll definitely just want to take the Relic here. See if we can get the equip across. If they remove it, we're happy with just take another very clean 2-for-1. Oh, I forgot about the Parlor. So Blood Moon Flage, 2 mystery cards after they draw. Our hand is triple dispatch. We have triple planes for the Blood Moon. We have Relic for the Flage. Feeling pretty good about our spot. Now there's a 2-for-1 for them. So we can comfortably dispatch the Ajani since we know that their hand is Blood Moon Flage. They can't kill the Ajani token in response. I'm gonna pass here. Been seeing your Jeskai list using Dress Down Null Drifter as secondary threat. My thoughts on that? Are we getting percentage points against anything compared to Kiora? I think that Dress Down Null Drifter is actively suboptimal, actively worse than Kiora. It is a combo I've been deeply unimpressed by. A combo that like I think people kind of just. I'm gonna save this for Ingenious. I have plenty of Ingenious Smith triggers actually. I think it's something that like people kind of like want to be good. It's very fun to play. It makes them feel very smart. I think it sucks. I think it's just not good. So they should probably play the Blood Moon here. Like, I think Kiora is significantly better in that deck. I think Oculus is better. Now, the music stuff is Esther's. Alright, here comes the Blood Moon. So they only have 1 white mana now, so kind of locked themselves out of these Flages. Their hand is Flage, mystery card. Because they still have the Flage in hand, I don't really want to pop the Relic too aggressively still. Could hardcast a Kaldra. Titan seems insanely rough for the deck to deal with. I think Titan's a bad matchup. The Portable Holes, Dispatches, and Damping Spheres. Torpor Orb. Sort of Feast and Famine to a lesser extent. The Crackdown combo. Like we have plans in the matchup, but I would agree that the matchup is not favorable. Just gonna die to the 2-1. Okay, not gonna die to the 2-1. Not today. Titan is, of course, a very good modern deck. Oh, for the Jeskai, sure. All right. Well, I think I'll be trading the Sentinel for the 2-1. So I guess they can deal me 4 with Flage now. But then we can sack the Relic end of turn. Any thoughts on just straight blue-white control of this format at the moment? I think the Miracles list we played isn't that bad. There's someone who took the list and like I think they 5-0'd with it or had a good run in the challenge. Like I think the Miracles deck could be a reason to be blue-white. I think Narset Days and Doing builds could be fine too. I think like Days and Doing is a reason to not play Flage, but for the most part, if I was building control, I would want to have Flage in my deck. All right, pop this. Nice. Very nice. So I think against the Bombardment, we want to get Shadowspear off of our second Stoneforge Mystic. Nettlecyst also a totally fine option, but let's grab the spear. Play around Change the Rocks with the Greaves. They've drawn another spell. Pretty good one. So we can't put the Nettlecyst into play, but the Nettlecyst is still going to be a nice option to have through the Stony Silence. Also, I think just casting this gives me... It does give me, like, my 8th point of power for next turn. Pretty relevant number. This is not a bad combination of cards to beat here. Blood Moon, double Stony Silence. Triple Discharge. Johnny Bombardment, double Flage. Not a bad combination of cards to have to fight through. What's the line for getting Greaves out consistently besides Stoneforge? Fiddlebender. You have 8 ways to tutor it. Still love the Kaldra in hand, but I think we have to keep... Yeah, Living Weapon still triggers. Hopefully they don't have a Blood Moon this time. It doesn't seem like they sided the Blood Moons out. Keeps a card on top. Is there some combo? Just big artifacts. There is a combo with Fiddlebender, or not Fiddlebender, but Lightning Greaves and Crackdown Construct. We've boarded it out though. Let me see what I'm drawing. We are drawing a land. I really don't want to get bombardmented. I have a second portable hole for a Stony Silence. I think I'm just going to Needle Goblin Bombardment. And then hope to make a Construct token and not get Blood Moon. But if we get Blood Moon, we can play Fiddlebender. And we can draw a card off the Sentinel. Is Fountain so sweet? Is it just for value or are we tapping 15 creatures? The idea is that you can sack a 2, get Fountain, untap Fiddlebender, get Construct, and combo a turn faster. That's the combo there. Okay, so they do have a Stony Silence. They do know to fetch in response here. I don't know if I'm gonna make a Construct or not. I think I'll probably just make a Construct next turn. See what we draw, I guess. We could also go Fiddlebender, Portable Hole, make a Construct next turn. That could be totally fine. I guess I'm saying, what are you sacrificing? Every artifact seems like you want to get around. Hold on, let me take this turn, I guess. Yeah, let's go for Saga tokens. So you have Chromatic Star that you can get off Saga. You can also sack your Darksteel Citadels into a star. You can get it in the Portable Hole. You can sack Esper Sentinel. You can sack Mox Opal. You can sack redundant Mox Opals. You have an Ichor Wellspring, so you can go 1 into 2 Ichor Wellspring, draw a card, sack it, draw another card. You can sack Nettlecyst into your Crackdown Construct, win the game. You can you have a Spellskite also that you can get to like protect the combo and then start doing the more dirtily loops. Yeah, so you sack Bauble sometimes. How do you generate mana to pay for the loops? You tap your lands. This ain't that kind of deck. Okay, so I can go tap this, get Mox Opal, Portable Hole, Stony Silence. But then I can't double spell after that, I guess. Yeah, I think I could just play this slow. And then next turn I can go... I think I'm still going to get the Mox Opal, so I can go Portable Hole plus 2 drop next turn. Don't think we need to get the Shadowspear yet. And these constructs also just seem really good. So 3 cards left in their hand after the Static Prison. I imagine they go after my Construct here. My friend just asked if I make infinite mana for Fountains. No, Fountain is not... Fountain just untaps the Fiddlebender, and then you sack the Fountain to get your Construct. That's not... It's not that deep. Okay, it's gonna take 2 here. Probably very greedy of them to think this Ragavan's gonna get like much better this game. I think we'll see. I suppose. Another Saga's not so bad. Yeah, I wish that's what we were doing. Oh no, we bricked. I guess that's not a bad use for a Ragavan here. They can also discharge the construct. No, they're not going to. Or if they do, they let me draw a card. Graveyard's a Sacred Foundry. Have you looked at any 8-drop artifacts that can win the game? No, of course not. Like, I know Fiddlebender is really cool. This is not how you play Fiddlebender. Fiddlebender happens to be like a pretty solid card advantage tool. It's good that it can find efficient sideboard cards post board. This is a really important part of Fiddlebender. It's nice that Fiddlebender allows you to have an infinite combo that will let you win some games you otherwise probably couldn't win. Fiddlebender is not a card that you can like. Sorry, on Lucy barking. Hold on, let me get Lucy real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Crazy dog. Did I miss a counter? Potentially. Oh wait, hold on. I think this is just lethal. Well, beating double Stony Silence in both sideboard games is pretty cool. Okay, gonna mulligan this. Construct combos with Greaves. Gotta go to 5. Hope we draw Mox Opal. Probably up against Breach. Don't love being on the mold of 5 on the draw against the turn 1 Emery. Ooh, they're playing Savine's Reclamation. That's pretty cool. I do get my wish. I get to play a turn 1 2-drop. Like it's got to be the Bender. Pretty good. Guess I'm gonna grab Kaldra. I can't cast a dispatch that has Metalcraft on their turn, but I think I would just crack the Bauble anyways. There's an Underworld Breach we can concede. So Ethersworn Canonist doesn't actually stop Breach combo because they just cast artifact spells over and over until they cast. I guess they can't cast Breach and Oracle. I want the 4th portable hole, being able to get rid of their opals, getting rid of their portable holes, getting rid of their Tamios. Seems nice. Maybe I wouldn't have the 4th if they didn't show me that they have their own portable hole. We'll definitely play at least the first Pithing Needle. I might just play Quad Relic also, especially seeing that they're on Savine's Reclamation. And I don't know if I want to play the Damping Sphere or not. I feel like the Relics and the Needle kind of stop the combo enough that I don't want to necessarily have this mess me up too much. Lucy! Lucy, stop! I'll try to put them outside in a second. Hold on. I do think it's a matchup where we want to focus on getting like them kind of locked out with sideboard cards instead of anything else. Let's cut the Lavaspur Boots. Okay, Esther's taking them out. Canonist is good. It stops them from digging for the combo. I don't think that I want to play Canonist in this matchup. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, I can cut the Greaves. I don't know if I want to cut Spellskite or not. It's not that important to have 2s anymore. Maybe I could, yeah, I think this is probably okay to cut. Why is Lavaspur worse than Shadowspear in this matchup? I think that there's a good chance that we'll end up in like a Urza Saga Shadowspear scenario. I feel like that can happen enough of the time that I'm interested in. I'm interested in having the Shadowspear. Also, I feel like they chump block more often than you expect. Okay, it could be right to play the... Could be right to play the boots instead. Okay, so we'll get our Metalcraft back off the portable hole so we can crack the Bauble. Yeah, Mox Opal is so cool in this deck. I'm gonna grab the Kaldra, put some pressure on them. Kaldra's also been feeling like weirdly pretty solid. I think it's also like gonna be solid against Dimir. We gonna play some Knuckles? I mean, of course not. I watched a little bit of Dingo playing Savage Knuckleblade yesterday. It was very funny. I'm glad I don't have to subject myself to to Savage Knuckleblade. Is it Imri? Another Tamio. Yeah, did Dingo get the 5-0? Probably not. What's wrong with Savage Knuckleblade? Mostly the card quality, I guess. He did with a cheat deck? What's the cheat deck? What? I saw that he started playing it like just putting in like Eldrazi and Breach and stuff, you know. They're going after my portable hole instead of after my Kaldra token, which probably means that they're gonna be able to combo. Well, I didn't draw a sideboard card, so I'm gonna grab a Nettlecyst, be able to put the Nettlecyst into play, offer up lethal next turn. My opponent does only have 3 cards in their hand, so it kind of has to be Underworld Breach Grinding Station. Wow, I did not think about Spell Snare. They let me have a card. That's interesting. I can just put the spear into play with the Stoneforge Mystic, maybe. Because oh, they don't have Metalcraft. That's why they let me have the card. Sorry about that. Well, opponent says BRB phone call. Hopefully this is not BRB phone call 10 minutes. Come back, kill me. Thank you, Cold Pizza, for the 6 months. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Okay. Not so long. I have Vine with the 4 years. Thank you. Welcome back. They get a Haywire Might. Kind of good news for me. I guess the Boots would have been better this game. Maybe Boots is better here. They are going down to 5. They Nature's Claim my Urza Saga. Oh no, I didn't realize I lost Metalcraft. I now have this Shadowspear sitting in my hand. Maybe not the biggest deal ever. Okay, they have 1 card in their hand. They attack with a Tamio. And they can have 2 cards in their hand if they sack the Clue token. If they have 2 cards in their hand, if they have Breach, Grinding Station, you know, good shit, right? I think I've got to cast the Fiddlebender instead of holding up the Relic Sacrifice. Again, happy 4 years, Iovine. That is a long time. Exile Flooded Strand. They don't have Metalcraft. Maybe they should have attacked with Tamio first. Maybe they'll just pay. Sentinel's been really good too. Sentinel's been a nice card. It's like weirdly good against Boros energy and not that good against Mardu energy. Maybe that's not that weird. Off the Rumble, they hit Bauble, Flooded Strand, Emery, or Shifted Woodland. They chose the Emery. Not necessarily the best into the Relic. Shifting Woodland is weird in their deck. It just kind of lets you beat control. Like, if you just have one Woodland in your deck, you can't lose to control almost. So I think if I dispatch Emery, and then I guess I have to draw land to play and equip Shadowspear. What could they be thinking about? Maybe they're just still on their phone call. Probably how to survive beat Relic. I guess you would probably be supposed to think about those things before you tank for that amount of time. Not trying to nitpick too much. I think I am just going to go for lethal. I have Relic up. Should be fine. So I think they've maybe messed up now too, because they should have like floated red mana off Mox Opal, or like if they have one mana. I don't even know. I don't know if they are playing red because of Breach, but I don't know if they have like Unholy Heat in their deck. They should have floated whatever color mana their out was. Okay, going to game 3. Fiddlebender, the king of the sideboard games. I think you're actually right about Boots over Spear. I think I like our sideboard plan too. Let's get in there. Well, we have no white mana in this hand. Let's mulligan. This hand's looking great. So we can go put back Eiganjo and then go turn 1 Citadel, Relic, Opal, Sentinel. Never thought I'd see Fiddlebender again. Yeah, me neither. So we not Needle Grinding Station? We can Needle Grinding Station. That can certainly be a line you take with the stack, but it didn't seem like the line I wanted to take there. And again, this deck is good not because of Fiddlebender, although Fiddlebender I think is the correct card to play here. It's good because this kind of package is good at the moment. Portable Hole also very good. They go after my Sentinel. So I guess we're going to play and sack the star. Would love to find anything. Anything! Let's go! Nice. Might grab the boots. Yeah, I feel like I want to grab boots because it just kind of fits on my curve here. And it's also going to be good with me having like second Urza Saga as well. And lets me get like a needle maybe off the Saga. A portable hole is interesting. Nah, I grab boots with Saga. I want to grab needle off Saga. Construct, and the next turn, I can do double construct next turn if I want. I think I probably don't want to do that next turn. I do think I want a portable hole though. Second Relic off the Saga could be good too. Do we think that they're ever going to Pithing Needle Urza Saga here? Yeah, it's a sideboard game. We've got the needles. Okay, well now we'll definitely play around that. They might Needle Relic instead too. I thought you'd like Kaldra into Construct with Boots is the most DPS. This game is not about DPS. It's about getting like good sideboard cards here, I think. Maybe not. I mean, Kaldra would have been not that bad. But I didn't think I was going to put Kaldra into play over making a Construct token. Yeah, Boots is definitely a Fiddlebender upgrade. I remember talking about this when it got printed. Okay, they get an Opal. They play another Saga. And then is this a Rumble? Okay, give me a card. Dude, Sentinel has been good. Sentinel's been really nice. They put a Grinding Station into their hand, solidifying my choice to needle it, I guess. So it seems like what I should probably do is make a second construct token, play a second Urza Saga, and then hold up either the ability to activate Relic, or put the Nettlecyst into play off the Stoneforge end of turn. So my opponent can triple block a construct token, but this will kill all of theirs, so I think that would be an okay exchange. They take 8 down to 9. So if we put the Nettlecyst into play, we'll have 3 lethal attackers. Triple won't do anything? Well, the 3/3/3s will defeat my 1/8/8, and then I go 3 damage, 3 damage, 2 damage, and then all the creatures die. That's what would happen if we say it wouldn't do anything. That's what would happen if they triple blocked. I agree, it wouldn't be a great block. Oh, this is an Eldrazi? Dude, I totally thought this was a construct. Okay. Fair enough. Kind of surprised they didn't want to block with the Eldrazi then, actually. I'm glad y'all know I thought it was a construct. Okay, so they rumble into Misty, Needle, Strand, Spire. They choose Pithing Needle. Do we think that they're ever needling anything but like Stoneforge Mystic here? I don't think we have the needle on grinding station, so it seems so difficult for them to kill me this turn that I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the Nettlecyst into play and just let them needle the relic. Funny enough, the boots would have been better last game. We boarded in the boots, and now the Shadowspear would have been better. They do choose relic. So we have 3 lethal attackers that demand 3 chump blocks. Although I guess the boots maybe let me haste Fiddlebender and get something. I boarded out the crackdown combo though. I only boarded in 1 needle. So I guess we just say we have 4 lethal attackers. Good luck. Killing their spawn tokens is going to make it like much harder for them to combo because they have to like kill my needle and cast both of their all their combo cards, and I guess that's all they have to do. Can fiddle a portable hole in their needle? Yeah, but I don't think I had enough mana to also activate the relic after that, right? Because I go cast 1, 2, activate. Yeah, I had exactly enough because I had the opal, so it's 5 mana. So 2, 3. No, I was would have been 1 short, it seems. So they grab the Haywire Mites. Yeah, I guess if they have Breach Grinding, they have Grinding Station, so maybe we are just gonna lose. Yeah, maybe get another portable hole is the line. They fetch an island. Uh-oh. Looks like we're dead. Bummer, dude. Would popping Relic of change anything? Well, my Relic is needled at the moment, and it didn't seem... I couldn't portable hold their needle and pop it. Close game. Close game. Maybe should I just add 1 more sideboard card against them since my relics are vulnerable to the needles? I don't even... You say Pyro Prison like this is... like even like I'm supposed to have like a vision of a deck. You say this, I don't have like even really an idea of what you're talking about, to be honest. Any value of card in this list? I say this probably twice a week or so, roughly. Karn the Great Creator is not a playable card in your deck that is just trying to cast it turn 4. I guess we have Mox Opal now, so maybe that dynamic is a little bit different, but for the most part, in decks that are just trying to cast that bad boy, I'm not that interested. I think you need big mana like Titan, Cabal Coffers, Tron Lands. Kozilek's Command at the very least. You know, this is not a good Karn deck. Kaldra turn 2. I think I should get Nettlecyst instead, and be able to Nettlecyst plus Saga token next turn, or plus play Saga token, setting up for that next turn. Yeah, can't crack the Bauble. No, I don't have enough white mana to Stoneforge activate and play the Sentinel, so let's just play a 4/4 Nettlecyst. Well, 5/5 Nettlecyst because it counts the Saga. Like, if you want to play a prison deck in Modern, like, I think we played the Restore Balance Lantern deck. I think that deck was pretty sick. You can play Eldrazi-tron. Eldrazi-tron is like your premier prison deck of the format. I think the builds that are just trying to like ritual into like a Blood Moon and then, you know, do nothing for a million turns. I don't think those decks were ever playable in Modern. I always felt like even when Simian Spirit Guide was legal, the mono red prison decks were just so embarrassing. Like they just almost didn't do anything, it felt like. So, I don't know. I've never been a fan. Okay, so probably gonna crack the Bauble end of turn now. Did I miss the 24-hour stream? Yeah, we did the 24-hour stream on New Year's Eve. Welcome back, cool kid. We didn't play Twin the whole time, but we did do the 24-hour stream. What about Whir Prison? I mean, I think Whir is pretty bad, unless you're playing Mono Blue Belcher. Unfortunately. Okay. So, what should we do? I can go Fiddlebender plus Construct activation. I could go Sentinel, hold the Mox Opal. I kind of like Sentinel, hold the Mox Opal, or Sentinel Saga token, hold the Mox Opal. Because I want to go probably Nettlecyst equip and Shadowspear equip next turn. And so this like taxes their mana some more, and this also lets me play another 1-drop next turn potentially. Why not target the Nettlecyst? Well, I think they wouldn't target the Nettlecyst because they don't have enough energy, but that doesn't exactly seem to be the case either. Stoneforge plus Kaldra this turn. I feel like I don't want to do that probably, but maybe that's fine. But they pay here. Okay. I've seen a lot of people pay stock prison with nothing under it. Not this gamer. They know what's up. Ever tried building something with Idol, the False God? I've looked at it a little bit. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's like a sleeper. It's kind of interesting. So I guess we'll see if they jump the cat. If they're gonna jump a Johnny. Well, I mean, that definitely makes me want to block the cat. They have no energy in their pool, so they can't Galvanic Discharge me here. Is Scales playable nowadays? Scales is probably okay. I may have more to say on that soon. So they decide just no to flip a Johnny. So is this turn just going to be Nettlecyst equip, Shadowspear equip? 1 mana short of also making a Saga token. But I can also play a 2-drop. Seems fine. So 6/7 lifelink trample. Now I think I want to Fiddlebender so I can go 1 mana, activate Fiddlebender, get a portable hole, and make a Saga token next turn. The energy matchup's been feeling pretty good. I beat it last night. We already beat it earlier today. This is main deck change the rocks. Interesting. We may lose if they have double removal spell here. Okay, another guy. 2 energy, 1 card left in their hand. Ragavan. Okay, thankfully that wasn't like a lightning bolt. So we're going to get hit for 8 down to 8. I guess I could just double equip again. Dorison with the 2 months. Think you will come back. They have no cards in their hand though. I draw a portable hole for turn, which is also kind of interesting. So I guess I'm probably casting that instead of activating the Fiddlebender. Although I could also go. No, I don't have triple white to go Stoneforge activate. I could go portable hole, Fiddlebender, portable hole, equip. And that lets me hit them with Ragavan. Or it hits me with Ragavan. Could portable hole to change the rocks, get back. Stoneforge Mystic, doesn't seem great. Portable hole the Ajani, and then if they can jump once with Guide of Souls, they have 5. They have lethal, but I can block one of the ground creatures. How big is this if I just go double equip? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 7, 8 lifelink trample. Doesn't seem that bad of a line. Whole Ajani equip attack seems like the line to me. I don't have enough mana to do that, so this is 2 to equip. This is 2 to equip. So I think my plan is to just make a construct. Thank you, Mr. Don. My opponent's top decked possibly the best possible here. The good news is this doesn't give them enough to double jump, so I think we're still in good shape. Nice for them to top deck best possible and us to still feel like we're in okay shape. They're going to jump the Ragavan. They're going to put me to 1. I guess they could hit something off the Ragavan. That's a problem. Can I Crackdown Construct them next turn, actually? I can go sack Nettlecyst into Construct. Stoneforge Mystic Greaves. If I draw a land, I can get Mox Opal, and I can also equip the Shadowspear for an infinite lifelink trample there. They hit an Ingenious Smith, which I guess they'll cast. Okay, weird that they wouldn't cast that with double Guide of Souls in play, but whatever. I'm not their mom. Okay, so there's a castle. So I think that this means I can combo now. So I'm going to float a Mox Opal for a white. Float a Mox Opal for a white. I'm going to use that white to turn Nettlecyst into a Crackdown Construct. I'm going to have 5 other mana between tapping Saga for mana, Citadel for mana, Plains for mana, Castle for mana, and the other Mox Opal. So I said 6, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of those for Stoneforge Mystic. 2 of those for Lightning Greaves. 2 of those for Shadowspear equip. Good to show off the combo too. I legit have no idea how I messed this up, but somehow I don't have 1 more mana. I thought I counted the Fiddlebender activation, but a second ago it was enough, and now it's not, so sorry about that, I guess. This was going to be our new line. Play land. I'm counting the land, chat. I'm counting the land. It's not enough to equip the Shadowspear. I need the Shadowspear equipped. I'm counting the land. You are not counting the land. I think I may just still be dead, actually. This is so sad. I forgot Fiddlebender. I said, and I felt like I counted the Fiddlebender activation, but I guess I didn't. The Fiddlebender activation gets us the Construct, which combos with the Greaves that I was setting up for here. Instead, like, I should have been, like, maybe making another Saga token and portable holing, a Guide of Souls or Ragavan. You said it, but you didn't count a second count. I guess so, yeah. Maybe I counted, like, the Mox Opal like twice somehow. We're gonna be at 14. Okay, so they block with the cat. They deal us 4 from the Ajani trigger. They get the double Guide of Souls triggers, so they can double jump, or to jump once, hopefully. Bruh. How are energy players like this? What the fuck? They love me. The energy players love me. Listen, I messed up too. You counted your mana right, but we're off by how much the combo costs. I don't know. I did something wrong. Oh wait, they just also have lethal with the flage. Sorry. Shouldn't have said that. Sad. Sorry about that, y'all. We'll board out the combo again, so that way we don't mess it up. Brought in the needle last time. I think that made sense. One extra relic. If I put 100% of the damage on the Gydo Souls, I think I could win. Yeah, I just forgot about the flage. Although, would it be better to put it on the Ajani? Maybe not. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Can you choose not to deal damage to creature trample? I know you used to be able to. I don't think that changed with the combat damage changes. It may have. I don't think so. Yeah, I counted twice. I still miscounted. I think I just like I counted the Fiddlebender activation and then for some reason my brain had like processed that I had already activated it. You can't just trample without killing both creatures. Yeah, I know you can't trample over, but can you? Could I have assigned all 13 damage to the Guide of Souls? That used to be something you can do, right? I believe so. Would have been a cool line. Well, I'm clicking the keep button. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to sequence this. Probably just lead on planes. Okay, animal to 5. Savo with Twitch Prime, thank you. Welcome back. Card Stony Silence. We played this matchup earlier where Energy opponent drew 2 Stony Silences in both sideboard games, and we won both sideboard games. Portable Hole, baby. 1 Sword Pro Boros, maybe. That card would not be good against them. Like, Sword of Feast and Famine is good against Yawgmoth because the Yawgmoth deck has almost no removal. And like the ability to like pressure their hand and untap your mana is really relevant. Sort of War and Peace, their hand gets empty really quickly. They have nothing but removal. They have lots of removal for the sword. I guess Yawgmoth has good removal for the sword too, but just a very different dynamic. Okay, so let's go Stoneforge Mystic this turn. I'm gonna grab the Nettlecyst again. Sorry about that. Not the biggest deal, but I did mean to grab the Nettlecyst. Misclicks and misplays. Sorry about that. But next turn we can go Portable Hole, Darksteel Citadel, Mox Opal, activate the Urza Saga. No more Urza Saga. I guess we do have one more Urza Saga. If this just was the Nettlecyst, we'd be in pretty good shape. So I guess I go Greaves, equip Greaves, and then next turn I can go Darksteel Citadel, Portable Hole, Mox Opal, activate Saga, equip the Greaves on the construct, and attack with it. See if they have a second answer for Saga. That'd be pretty bad. 3 cards in their hand here. Is Portable Hole into Mystic not better last turn? You don't get Saga down, but Guide is scary. I think Guide is not so scary that we can't just answer it next turn, and the ability to next turn go Portable Hole, Saga token seems really good to me. Also, they may have a Stony Silence, and I would much rather Portable Hole the Stony Silence than the Guide, so there's also this factor a little bit. Right, the Greaves not so bad. Nettlecyst would have been better still. My opponent graveyards a Static Prison, which is terrifying, I guess. Isn't this card? I guess maybe they don't want to exile the Greaves? Their hand is 4th land, double a Johnny, but we're still pretty ahead. Yeah, they could also exile the portable hole. So this turn I'm going to go make a Saga token, grab a Shadowspear, equip Shadowspear to the new construct, move the Greaves over, kill the Ajani, or attack the Ajani at least. So far, I like that. Like my energy opponents are drawing well. Like they've drawn Stony Silence every sideboard game I've played against them. They maybe haven't been playing perfect, but they've been drawing well at least, and we're still like playing Magic the Gathering against them. Feels like our cards line up pretty well against their cards. Punted game 1 though. All right, go to game 3. We don't beat a Johnny Plus here. Yeah, we do. We're hasting a like 7 power trampler against the Ajani there. They're not going to be able to ultimate it next turn. All right, I do think Sentinel's pretty good against them too, so I'm going to keep this one. If I want to dispatch next turn, I need the Bauble. So I guess I'll just play the Bauble and crack it if I don't want to dispatch. I swear, Spike, you go win with a bag of rocks. Well, I think this deck is. I spent a long time curating the cards here, and I feel like they line up well against the format. But you can think it's a bag of rocks if you want. Woohoo, baby! So that's pretty good against my Sentinel, though. There's a Guide of Souls. Maybe we'll just go like Urza Saga Greaves. Get Ingenious Smith to dig for Portable Hole or Needle. Although I can just get Needle for the bombardment off the Saga. Let's play the Smith here. I think I'm okay. Ooh, nice. Although I don't have Metalcraft right now. This makes the Smith 2 power, which is pretty good against the, or better against the bombardment. Maybe if they go Guide into a Johnny, will you get cooked? Flage kill both my guys. So now I can go Esper Sentinel Citadel, have Metalcraft for the Mox. Make a token. Why is Aether Hub falling off in energy decks? Just fetch lands just typically are better, is the short answer. Fetch lands are great utility in your Flage deck. And just surveil lands in general or make fetch lands so crazy. Yeah, also Raptor, that's a good point too. But even before Raptor was going, like Hub was just like not amazing. Okay, so they're gonna kill my Saga. Let's see if they pay for the well, I'll make a token. So I don't misclick this. 3 mana kill Saga. This is not going to be so bad for me, especially because I, of course, get the construct also. Me not being able to get a Needle for the bombardment or get a Relic off the Flage is a problem. So let's play Saga. And then I'm going to play Greaves. I'm going to equip Greaves to the Sentinel so I can dispatch the Guide of Souls without worrying about them using the bombardment to kill it. And I think I'm just going to keep the Greaves on the Sentinel so that it is bombardment proof for now. Attack my opponent for 6, have dispatch available. If my opponent goes fetch, surveil land, escape Flage, you can just dispatch it. Then make another construct and hit them for a bunch. So if they have another answer to the second, if they have a second answer to my second Saga, that's pretty bad. Yeah, dispatch is crazy. I want to play more decks with dispatch. It's kind of crazy that like Hammer Time players used to play Solitude instead of dispatch. If they dash a Ragavan, are we going to dispatch it? Maybe, maybe not. They do have the second Thraben Charm. This is certainly awful for us. Big problem. Great top deck, though. So I guess the question is, do I pop the relic now? I think the answer is no, because I just have a lethal attack next turn if I don't pop it, and I can just tap it, stop it from escaping the Flash for now. I can crack it later. Solitude is 0 mana. It also gains your opponent life in your aggro deck and costs you 2 cards. Also, Swords to Plowshares is better than Solitude, but Dispatch doesn't even gain them life. But Hammer players didn't have Opal before. Yeah, but they did have Metalcraft. It's okay. It's fine. You can play your Solitude, the Hammer gamers. I'm not trying to take Solitude away from you. It seems that they have misclicked on the second Galvanic Discharge. Okay. So both Energy players who played against made some mistakes. I also made some mistakes, I think, both times they played against them. They also drew incredibly well. They didn't draw the Stony Silence this time, but they Thraben Charmed 2 Sagas. I'm now 3-0 against... I beat Energy last night also. I'm like 3-0 against Energy now. That is huge for a deck like this. We have the Greaves plus Construct, just natural. Let's keep... What decks have both good Energy and Frog matchup? I think this deck might might be both. In general, I think one of the few decks that meets that qualification, good against Energy and Frog. I think Green-White Birthing Ritual is like... would be my #1 go-to be both of those decks. This is Energy again. Okay, we'll get to continue to test the matchup, I suppose. Yeah, lots of exile-based 1-mana removals, just so good at the moment. Monogreed Eldrazi is good against both. Yeah, I could see that. Could see that for sure. What about Urza midrange? I'm not the biggest fan of that deck, but it is there for sure. So I do actually need another creature to do the loop with the construct. If it was Shuko, you could just keep equipping, but Greaves gives Shroud, which is a problem. I'll look at top decks, though. Yeah, Green-White Birthing Ritual gets the main deck, White Orchid Phantom. I think I'm probably going to play that deck in like my next Paper Modern tournament, which I think is the Hunter Burton. What do I recommend for those? Someone who's addicted to goldfishing bad linear decks on Moxfield? Pick anything in my Moxfield account, I guess. Dashing Arachman. Exile Dispatch. I'd love to draw Stoneforge Mystic. What's my opinion on Lantern for the Hunter Burton? I mean, I think the like Beseech Balance Lantern deck was pretty solid. Blue Belcher's still the most slept on modern deck. It seems like people are finally playing it again. It's become kind of popular. I think that it'll probably become like one of the top decks in the next week or two, and then we'll see how hated out it can be. It may already be like there too. What does a deck need to have a good matchup versus blue-black Oculus? Exile-based removal is pretty critical. Exile-based removal is pretty critical. Cheap, like 1 or 2 mana artifacts, enchantments that they can have a hard time dealing with, like Birthing Ritual is something that comes to mind. Solitude Ephemerate is nice. Dispatch is good. Portable Hole is good against Frog. Resiliency to counter spells like we did draw a Stoneforge Mystic. Resiliency to counter spells is pretty critical as well. Gotta grab the Nettlecyst. Whoa, baby, that worked. Nice. Okay, so let's plan to put the Kaldra into play. Is Pull from Eternity Goryo's worth exploring it with looting? I think it is, yeah. I haven't gone around to building it. I can maybe work on it today. I played Jessica Energy at Modern last night. Kiora, Looting, Deep Analysis all got Bowmastered so bad. Not having answers to Murktide hurt. Any suggestions help against those? Play Spell Snare over Pierce if you're really worried about Bowmasters. Murktide is also kind of your answer to, or sorry, Flage is kind of your answer to Murktide, but you know, it's not rocket science. You can put like Oust in your deck. You can put Teferis in your deck. Tune your control deck for the meta. Is there a reason you always tap Mox first? Yeah, if my opponent uses Artifact and Enchantment Hate to turn off Metalcraft, it could be awkward. I don't have like other colors in this deck, so I think just getting in the habit of always tapping Mox first is good. Have I built Hellraiser Typhoon looting yet? No, I don't. I don't know if I will be. No attack with Kaldra. No, we know they have Ragavan in their hand here, so I'm not exactly interested in like letting them dash Ragavan and find Portable Hole. I lose the game. I also may get to like block something here. Is there a way to jam Kappa Cannoneer into the shell? I think that you really need to stay mono white if you're going to be able to get access to Darksteel Citadel, such a low land count, and all these cheap, really good 1-mana white cards. Why did Solitude completely disappear from the meta? The answer is it isn't that good. It is still kind of playable in some decks. Like it's good in the green-white Birthing Ritual deck, which I think that deck is great. I think it's can be played in some Goryo's builds. You can play it in some control builds, but Solitude has just been not that good for a long period of time. I think it got better post shakeup. I think it's good against the Frog deck, but Solitude for a long time. Like even like back when people were like super actively complaining about Solitude all the time on Twitter, has always just been like a super like appropriate power level card for Modern that is good in some metas and bad in some metas, and a card that is like only like super strong if you compare it with Ephemerate. It is just like Hammer players and Murktide players are like, these are two decks that like Solitude was like particularly pretty solid against. And so many people just complain about Solitude online when Solitude is just kind of good against this like one meta. What do you think of scales right now? I'm seeing builds focus on patchwork, but Hangerback seems super strong with exile effects are low. I'm a little confused because I just always played both of those cards. I haven't played no patchwork, no Hangerback in recent memory in like the last 3 years. I think that Scales is good. I think I'm gonna have a lot to say about Scales coming up. Not really sure what their plan for the Nettlecyst was, but we get to eat up the Ragavan. Do we feel like our opponent has a removal spell? Is Scales the backup deck or something? The answer is or something. Okay, so they Portable Hole, so now we can go Crackdown. If we draw a land, they're dead, because we can just dispatch the guide. Nice. Is the Ragavan not exiled? No, if Kaldra deals combat damage to a creature, and it dies from the combat damage, the exile trigger doesn't exile the creature because it's already in the graveyard. Y'all, the energy matchup I think is just good. Now we're 3-0 against it, now we're up a game again. I would maybe prefer to play against some different decks, but stomping the energy matchup has been feeling great with this kind of deck. Okay, I will be right back. Well, my kingdom for a Mox Opal. Spoke a little too. And that hand, my kingdom for a Mox Opal. All right, rolling to 5. They kept 7. Hopefully they don't have a Blood Moon. The Sentinels have been really good against Boros. They just like they're a pretty big headache for them. Maybe not against Bombardment so much, but we also have a good number of answers to Bombardment. Has an Ajani. think I would like to portable hold the Ajani so that I don't just lose to a Goblin Bombardment. Kaldra does exile the cat tokens, though. Does it? I think it should still trigger Ajani flips, if that's what we're talking about. Either cutting Patchwork or Hangerback for Emery is the reason. Plus, I've seen a couple lists playing Simic Artifact MH2 land, which seems interesting but kind of mid. Yeah, I don't think Emery is a good splash in scales. I know this was something like Mr. Sari was doing, and like people were really kind of hype about it, but I don't actually think it makes like much sense. And like Emery's just kind of not very good in that deck, and Emery's kind of not that good in general. So I'm not the biggest fan. She's not awful. Joke how tokens are always exiled. Okay, I thought you were talking about a rules interaction, because like cats dying is actually like a pretty relevant thing. Okay. Rest in peace, sweet Esper Sentinel. You have served us well. Yeah, Emery's like in like Breach, or like I think the mono blue like Urza style decks can play Emery. I think that mono blue Urza deck that we've been working on is pretty good too. Would maybe like to play another league at some point. It's been the 2 leagues we've played it's looked really good. But like in scales, like you don't have the counter magic, you don't have the extra card advantage, you have very, very, very few turn 1 Emerys, you don't play Bauble, or if you play Bauble, it's awkward. Cutting Emery in Breach is very bad. Yeah, we're talking about playing it in scales. I agree you should play Emery in Breach. 3 cards in their hand. Did they keep 7? Wait, they kept 7 and I'm the one that mulled to 5? I mean, this is obviously really bad. With me having the second Saga in my hand. Okay, let's play Spellskite before we play Fiddlebender out. Did you consider adding white to the mono blue Urza deck for Hold and Sentinel, or do you think the mana cannot support it? Maybe you could do blue white. Probably something that we should work on soon. I don't know. Probably wouldn't play the Thopter Sword combo in blue white. I'm sure we'll be asked about it a lot. In the mono blue build, I think that getting access to like Sink into the Stupor and getting access to Darksteel Citadel, which I think you would have a hard time playing with the white splash, is tough to lose those. And the mono blue build also feels really complete. Like there's not really like too many, if any, like weaknesses on the mana curve, if that makes sense. Like I feel really good about the mana curve of that deck and where everything is. Is there any consideration for Witch Enchanter? You could consider Witch Enchanter. Like to some extent, like it makes you better against Blood Moon because you can kill the Blood Moon, but it makes you worse against Blood Moon because it doesn't tap for white. Bolting yourself is tough. It's possible you could play some Witch Enchanters though. Certainly. That's not great for me. Similarly, not great. We do have the Needle. I guess it's not so bad. Just tough to get mulled to 5 on the double Saga draw and get Blood Mooned. Do have game 3 on the play. I like Emery empowering Cauldron and also being a threat that brings back threats from the yard. Also, these lists are adding artifact lands to be able to play Emery earlier. I mean, yeah, like earlier, you still like it's still very tough to play Emery turn 1, which is like always when Emery shines. Like when Emery is like a turn 2 threat for you, it's just like pretty mediocre and mediocre in your Scales deck that has infinite 2 drops already. But also like the sideboard rebuke thing, this is something I always think is a little bit weird. Like you just bring it in every matchup because every deck with spells. Because I feel like I'd rather play more efficient counter spells like Consign and maybe Stubborn or Stern Scolding against Yawgmoth, these kind of cards. Putting it deep in the tank today. Been running Oswald and Lantern. It's been performing very well. Interesting. It's okay. I know the Scales players really like Emery. I just would really not play it. That makes your mana worse. I don't think Emery is even a better threat than anything else. And the fact that it makes Cauldron better also doesn't seem that relevant because Cauldron is already really absurd. The fact that my opponent didn't... Do they think I can Spellskite the Guide of Souls? I think that might be what they're thinking. Okay. So this is a helpful draw, for sure. Needle the Bombardment. Play a Fiddlebender. We can turn the Citadel into a portable hole for Guide or Pride, potentially, whichever one we feel like is hurting us more. We could also just get Shadowspear and start racing. That could be tough to do against Guide Pride. They only have one card in their hand. Have you ever cooked something like Flare of Fortitude plus Spellskite? Is the synergy that with the Flare of Fortitude says you can't die this turn? Until end of turn, your life total can't change. Well, if your life total can't change, then Spellskite, you can't pay life for it. So not to combo. Opponent, I think they think I can Spellskite the Guide of Souls trigger. I think let's start off in just Portable Hole. I do still have the Wellspring in the deck. Maybe I could just get the Chromatic Star and like start to like. No, I need the Portable Hole the Guide. Like if my opponent just like learns what the cards do, it's really bad. Unrelated, you could draw your whole deck with Flare and add Nas. Yes. It can function as an Angel's Grace. I think I'd rather sack the Mox Opal than the Citadel. And I think I'm just gonna chain up for value instead of getting the Shadowspear at this point, because they can start making cat tokens. So I think I'm blocking the Ocelot Pride. I think I'm blocking the Ocelot Pride. I can't really afford to make all these extra tokens. We can also block a 2/1. And then I can get Shadowspear, put it on the Construct, and kill the Ajani, and then recoup a lot of life that I lose here. Maybe if they have a Lightning Bolt, this lets them kill the Spellskite. I think we'll just take, what, 6 from the Ajani. Nice to have the Spellskite to protect from the to protect the Needle. They are going to kill the Spellskite, so if they have like answer for Needle here, you know, maybe we're just cooked. Seems like they're letting me untap with the Fiddle. Nice. Am I playing in one of the upcoming modern RCs? No, I haven't played an RCQ in like 9 months at this point. So I'm just kind of focused on like the Spotlight Series events and some Magic Online tournaments. And you know, other like personal stuff too. Building decks, having fun. My first instinct is Blood Moon takes the artifact type away from Darksteel. Is this true? It is not true. It is still an artifact, but it is not indestructible anymore. I can't explain to you why that's the case, of course, but that is the case. I think I get Wellspring. And we'll save the Citadel to trigger Ingenious Smith, potentially. Brick. I will attack here, despite them being able to get 2 cats. The next turn I can turn this Ichor Wellspring into a Nettlecyst and put it on the Construct. That could be good. Like, we mulled to 5 this game. My opponent Blood Mooned me when I had 2 Sagas. They had Bombardment of Johnny. Like, they didn't draw amazing, but they did keep 7 and I mulled to 5. And they kind of blew me out a little bit. So I don't know. I'm just saying I'm feeling pretty good about our matchup against Energy. Didn't even draw the Nettlecyst off the the Wellspring. I guess we could have played the Relic to make them chump, but making them chump is not not so important probably, and I think holding up the Dispatch can be pretty good here. All right, I'm at 28. They're at 1. Yeah, they did. I mean, I think they just didn't understand Spellskite. I think that they thought I could Spellskite the guy. They did make a lot of mistakes. Was this game still winnable despite those mistakes that they made? I think yes. Would have been much tougher. But we were 3-1, 3-0 against Energy. I also beat Energy last night. The fact that the Energy matchup seems to just be good is incredibly important for a deck like this, but getting to play a lot of 1-mana exile-based removal, cheap Urza Sagas, cheap 2-for-1s, this is a good formula against Energy. Let's keep this. Still Orvar. I've been playing. I'm kind of back on Orvar. I'm not still Orvar. I've played against Creativity like 3 times this week already. It's Tuesday, so the Orvars are back in. Orvar is also, like, Creativity is also very difficult for this deck, so I think I'm okay. Extra sideboard cards. I have not faced Tron yet. There's not really, it's more Eldrazi than there is Tron these days. Puts on the bolt to 5. I'll play the Opal out. Well, I guess that could be bad maybe if I try like Darksteel Citadel. One less counter on the Smith, probably not a huge deal. Okay, bolt to 5, play a Mountain. So there's actually a pretty high chance that we're up against Storm, right? So I think prioritizing getting a Fiddle down so that we can Portable Hole a Ruby seems like a priority to me. And then post-board, we have a lot of anti-Storm sideboard cards, too. How Smith felt. Smith has been pretty good. We've played against Energy most of it, and like Smith is just like 2-for-1 basically every time against them. We have bricked a couple times, but... Wait, this is just Energy again. Okay. Well, let's see if we can go 4-for-4. Or 5-for-5 if you count my off-stream testing. I think I'm going to crack the Bauble also. We have Metalcraft off the Sentinel. Would really like to hit a land for next turn. I've been playing against Ruby Storm some lately. Ruby Storm is definitely around. This is deck of a plan for beating Meltdown and Wrath of the Skies. Don't overcommit, I suppose. I don't know if there can really be a much better plan than that. Basically always get Nettlecyst in these kind of spots. Thankfully, it seems that Stony Silence has been kind of the more popular sideboard card because Belcher is picking up in popularity, and because Belcher's picking up in popularity, we can exploit that by portable holding their Stony Silence. We've beaten I think 5 Stony Silences today. First Welding Jar, I guess. I mean, you could also Kaldra could be your plan for that too. No one's really still playing this, huh? This has so many similarities to Hammer Time, doesn't it? Some, for sure. It's playing white. It's playing Sentinel and Opal and Stoneforge. That is true. Yeah, you can play Flare Fortitude, but yeah, you can play Flare. There's not a lot of Meltdowns or Wrath of the Skies, but I suppose like if they became popular, you have plenty of things to sack to Flare too. Is Ruby Storm significantly better than Blue Red Storm? Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's much reason to play Blue Red unless you feel like Flame of Venora is super good. But if you feel like Flame of Venora is super good, you can still just so you still play Ruby Storm, but just look at Blue Splash. Okay, getting very used to sideboarding in this matchup. Yes, Living Weapon is a triggered ability. Yes, Ancient Den would be pretty good here. They definitely will not unban the artifact lands now that they unbanned Opal, though. Okay, going into game 2 against a energy opponent who kept a pretty unplayable 5-card hand. I mean, you can't really blame them for going that low and then having a non-functional. Okay, let's keep this. Let's put back the castle. Plains is better against the Blood Moon deck, of course. Can Storm win through Damping Sphere? They have to remove it. They can't like just force their way through it. In Legacy, sometimes you can like combo through Athalia, which is fun, but it's not like that. Coming back to Barton after 10 years. Welcome back. Can you help me understand why Karn Liberated doesn't see play anymore? Let me think of how I can articulate this. So the kind of simple reason is that there are like better like 7 drops to play, mostly because like they printed all these like really insane Eldrazi cards, and the Eldrazi cards want you to be playing stuff like Devourer of Destinies. Worldbreaker lines up better against the format than Karn, weirdly enough. Sire of the Seven Deaths is also kind of just better. Yeah, the short answer is that there are better cards. You know, this is usually the case. For stuff not seeing play, right? They're better options. Karn also is just like, the format is faster, so it's really common for Karn to come down and exile something and die really easily. Like Karn just dies much more easily than it used to, which is another thing. That being said, I do think Karn is maybe a little underplayed still. I think that the fact that it imprints to Ugin's Labyrinth and is still like higher card quality, like if you were ever going to play a non-Eldrazi Tron deck, which you probably just shouldn't do, but we've tried a couple times, like Karn can still get the job done. Okay, there's an Ajani. What if they were flipped their Ajani here? No. Alright, let's go for an Ingenious Smith. Try to find a Darksteel Citadel or an Opal, maybe. Maybe eat a removal spell also. Okay, we've been bricking on our Smith maybe a little too much today. Let me double check the hit count. I think it's the same number. We just brought in all artifacts. 30 hits? Okay, that should be fine. Just a little unlucky. Alright, let's take 3. Down to 17. Alright, let's actually do the math. It's probably like 94% to hit. So population size 59, because I don't like to count the Smith. Sample size 4, successes 30. Yeah, 94%. It's okay. Not running great on it today. Does seem like my opponent has removal in their hand. I feel like I want to make them use it on the Smith. Let's name it Johnny. -1 Smith, +1 Metamorph. Now we're cooking. Juliet with the 26 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Fiddlebender every day forever. Hell yeah. I think if I was gonna cut a Smith, which you could, I would play the 4th portable hole in the main probably. It's maybe sideboard Metamorph. They untapped the Sacred Foundry. It's kind of surprising. Maybe Flage. Yes. So they're still pretty far away from escaping the Flage. They only have 1 card in their hand. Maybe my Fiddlebender gets to go unremoved. Maybe we draw Urza Saga. Feeling kind of optimistic about our chances here. Casting the Fiddlebender. We also have Game 3 on the play if we... Did we go to 5 this game, or did we go to 6? We go to 6. They do have another removal spell. Not so surprising. Could have also been the top deck some amount of the time. Another Ocelot Pride. Although we can block it with our Fiddlebender kind of comfy because we have the Needle on the Ajani. Alright, so hopefully we can dodge a top deck for a turn, and then the Fiddlebender can start to take over, hopefully. Alright, looks like no removal spell was drawn. I drew an Urza Saga, which is really nice, actually. So I guess I don't want to, like, turn the Citadel into a Chromatic Star at the moment. So let's just actually equip here. Portable Hole, the Ocelot Pride attack for 3. Fiddlebender have a combo similar to Vannifar. You could maybe build it similar to Vannifar. We have Crackdown Construct plus Lightning Greaves. It's not the power level of Vannifar, but Oswald is also 2 mana instead of 4 mana, which is pretty good. We've been bored. I bored out my combo in this matchup too, and we've been playing this matchup a lot today. Interesting. Could get a Relic if I was really scared of the Flage. I think we can just attack here, make a construct. The combo is Crackdown Construct plus Lightning Greaves. They're definitely flooding pretty bad. I'm gonna save the Bauble for now. There's a good chance I sack it this turn. I guess instead I probably just want to grab Chromatic. Sorry, no, right. I can't grab the Star and the Opal all in one go here. So I'm gonna grab a Relic because it seems like the Flage is kind of their only chance here. What is the Halo Fountain for? The Halo Fountain is to untap the Fiddlebender and then immediately sack the Fountain to grab the Construct. Not the most exciting game, but the fact that it looks like we're going to beat Energy 4 times in this league. I also beat them last night. Wait, they let me untap. Although they were also playing really bad, so what can I say? But being 5-0 against Energy with this deck is certainly worth noting. Very important thing to be able to do with this kind of deck. Although I guess I've spoken too soon. They've chump blocked and then they've drawn a fetch land to escape the Flage. I'm not dead to this because I have a 9/9 to block. If their last card is like a Change the Rocks somehow, I guess we do lose. Also, them having Discharge was like another card in the yard too. If you Portable Hole a Johnny the creature and they kill a cat to try to flip it, would you lose the target or is it still under Portable Hole? You would lose the target because all the Flipwalkers, they leave the battlefield and come back. But if they just flipped, it would work. But the Planeswalkers leave and come back because Planeswalkers need to enter with loyalty counters. They can't just flip, otherwise they have no loyalty counters. So I'm assuming they're going to put 3 damage on the Construct and trade Construct for Flage. And then 3 damage to me. Go to 7, tap the Relic, exile the Flage, equip the Shadowspear. Maybe Portable Hold the Cat. Seems not that important to Portable Hold the Cat. I feel like saving it for a Stony Silence is probably better. If you just take the Flage damage, you have lethal. I mean, it's very scary to take the Flage damage and die to Bolt being their last card, right? I can, like, never lose this game. If I take this line, I think. I mean, maybe they could have, like, Wrath Disguise or something, but I feel like I would rather just not lose to Bolts. They actually thinking here? right, let's pop the Relic. Okay, so we draw land, we can haste a construct. Not quite that lucky. Yeah, I actually think playing the Sentinel is overcommitting into Wrath the Skies, because that is the only way we lose. If they had Bolt, why not double the Flage and Bolt Construct to keep Flage in play? Well, that wouldn't be a lethal swing. So they could just be trying to play for lethal that turn. They did draw a spell. Something they can haste with the Spyro? They top deck Spyro, okay. Kind of the best possible. Besides Wrath the Skies. Most people don't play Wrath though. Aspiring Spike, best known for considering fast mana to be inappropriate for casual commander. Yeah, I guess so. That is me. I do think Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, the Moxen make casual commander worse. Why did they haste it? Well, they could have drawn a removal spell. They could have drawn a removal spell for the construct and wanted to attack. Not much downside to hasting it, right? So I did board out my boots. So I think I'm just going to go float white mana, get a second Mox Opal. Portable Hold, a Static Prison, equip on the construct. And then they can jump with the Spyro, go to 1. TG with the 3 months, loving the new brews last couple weeks, keep the sauce. How's the Lagamoto? It's been better. I haven't even noticed it all week so far. They fixed it, good job. Alright. So, 4-1 that league. Could have maybe beaten the Breach opponent. The fact that we beat every energy opponent is sick. I also beat them last night. That matchup seems good. Hopefully I'm going to play another league here. Hopefully we play against Frog at least once. Frog is kind of falling off a little bit, it feels, or at the very least it doesn't seem like I'm playing against it very often anymore compared to like non-stop. Hopefully we can play some non-energy matchups, but if we keep farming them, you know, we can do the Lord's work and keep them off Magic Online. That good? Yeah, I think unironically this deck seems pretty solid. Again, for Fiddlebender to be good or to be playable, this package of